All right, let's get started loading these wide receivers up. We got a 53 loaded. These are my top ranked wide receivers as we do today. Things keep moving constantly. We don't know. News keeps coming in, games keep coming in, but by far, Jamar Chase is the number one wide receiver of all the positions. It seems like he's the easiest with 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns last year. Was the number one last year. You could see those points last year just coming in 16-point average. Was head and shoulders above the rest. You can see here. Look at the average between Jefferson here, who I have number two, and Jamar Chase. There's almost a 4-point difference there last year. Just went crazy. And set up again with that number two easy schedule. We know about him. How about Justin Jefferson here? Little question with that hamstring. Boy, if there wasn't a hamstring little issue in the 2 years ago, that's what scares us, of course. He had missed some games. Last year, he played them all. I remember reading articles about him managing that. But you can see, always has a high average. Little question here with the rookie quarterback. But Addison's going to miss a couple games. They were the number 6 team in passing last year. Right? Justin Jefferson's just been phenomenal. Can't forget about Kevin O'Connell. Just a really good coach. You can see here, look at that win percentage. And he's a great offensive mind here. So Justin Jefferson, unless we hear something different about that hamstring or anything, we'd like to see some activity, but we got to put him number 2 with the information we've got right now. And that goes along with all these. We just don't. Things keep changing and moving. How about Amon St. Brown, firm number 3? I like him here. All systems are go. 12 touchdowns, 1,200 yards. I guess the little question is here is how it's going to be without Ben Johnson on the offense. But they were the number 2 team offense, left number 2 team passing. Still got Jared Goff as the quarterback here, so things should set up good for Amon St. Brown. Firm number 3. And CD Lamb, I got number 4. It's just the process of elimination. He finished 9th last year, 11-point average. 6 touchdowns. I just don't like the schedule's bad. The outlook, here it is. He finished 11 last year, about 11 points. You can see that down from that big 2023 season, right? But hey, Dak has a hard schedule. CD Lamb has a hard schedule. Dallas has a hard schedule. I'm not very thrilled with CD Lamb, but hey, with all the injuries and stuff, you have to put him up there as number 4. Next, I have Mike Evans. Going for that record this year, right? Mike Evans finished 7th last year. That 12-point average, very high average, right? 1,000 yards again, 11 touchdowns. He's going for that 1,000 yards again, right? Can break Jerry Rice's record. Boy, I can see Tampa doing everything they can to get it for him, and he probably would do it anyway. You look at those averages every year. Look at that, and that's right on what he scored last year. So I know Father Time's going to catch up sometime, but until it does, we got to go with Mike Evans there, right? On a good number 3 team in passing, right? Godwin's going to be out to start the year, but hey, we got some fillers here with Ibaka and McMillan, number 3 team passer. Baker seems to have come into his own here. Had a great year last year. So we like Mike Evans. All right. And of course, A.J. Brown I have next for Philadelphia. All right. 11.5 average. Has one of those high averages. Just a matter of 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Can he play them all? Right? Missed games last year, missed games the year before. You see that high average, though. Right? If he doesn't miss games, and if Philadelphia improves on that 29 team in passing, I think there's room for improvement here. A.J. Brown has the 12th easiest schedule. I think they pass a little bit more this year. I'm looking for A.J. Brown to do good. Up next, my next 2. I have Devonte Adams, right? Oh boy, finished 12th last year, but that 11-point average is good. 8 touchdown, was in transit between teams last year. You see, he missed 3 games and still finished 12th. All right. What I like about him is a league leader in touchdowns since 2020. Out of everybody in there, he's got 59 since then. Only missed 4 games out of the last 4 seasons. Now, what I don't like is the current situation with the Rams. I had them a lot higher. You guys would have been shocked. I mean, you look at that yearly average, it's just wow. These last 2 years, he's down. You get him a competent quarterback, and everything was going to set up for returning to those levels before, but the competent quarterback's in question now with Stafford, of course. All right? The back, we don't know questions. We don't like questions. We don't want to be Christian McCaffrey this year, do we? Jimmy G is decent, but I sure would rather have Stafford and a starting left tackle in Jackson, who has blood clot issues for the Rams. I don't know. So anyway, I moved him down. We'll see. He's still Devonte Adams, with that great average. Next up, I have Nico. Nico Collins finished 22nd last year. All right, hit that subscribe button as the season gets closer. Our fantasy season, you want to be subscribed to get the latest. And give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Thank you. You like that average? Nico Collins missed some games last year. See, a lot of these were worried about the missed games. Well, one thing with Devonte Adams, he played well. Now, that was in transit, I believe. I don't believe it was an engine when you're getting traded between teams. But Nico, he got a great average, too. I mean, you look at those averages. His average is just as very bit as good as certainly CD Lamb here. Look at it. It's a point higher. It comes down to then who's going to play the games. CD Lamb managed to play them all till the end last year, and Nico misses games, but he has that high average these last couple years with Houston. C.J. Stroud has a number 2 easy schedule. Higgins has a great defense. They got to score somehow, and if running back Joe Mixon misses time, it's going to be passing. All right, I'm a little higher on Higgins probably than some, but I like Nico Collins. It's just a matter of can he stay healthy. All right, so that's 8. We go to 9 and 10. T. Higgins, right? T. Higgins finished 16th last year. Look at that average, 12.59. Had the second highest average in wide receivers last year. Right? So T. Higgins looking good. Last year was a great year for him, but hey, certainly 11 points a game average. Even if he comes down, it's not out of the ballpark here. Of course, he has the number 2 easy schedule, just like Jamar Chase. So, bad defense. They're going to be passing. I like T. Higgins. How about Jameson Williams here? All right. Like him. Detroit finished 13th last year, 10.3. 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Of course, I have him 10th. They have him ranked 21st. You should get him cheap. That means you don't draft him 10th, obviously. But this is where I like him. But you're going to get him a lot cheaper than this. And, hey, J-Mo's looking good. We go into the thing. Of course, new offensive coordinators in town. It said, hey, it's going to be a breakout year for Jameson Williams. They're going to throw the ball downfield more. So, hey, we love the team there. I mean, just loaded. But if they throw the ball a little farther downfield and do some of that, I think he's going to have a great year. Hey, and one other thing to go with that, it's not running back video, but, the 2 running backs probably get Montgomery more. If they do more throwing downfield and shorter fields in the kickoff, well, these 2 might not have as much to share if we got a shorter field instead of them running it down the field all the time. But anyway, I like those 2. Let's go to 11 and 12. Puka Ngata. He has a pretty high average, 11.6. Finished 34th last year. That's the problem, right? Missing those games every year. Every year missing it. Has a high average. Has the averaged 88.3 receiving yards per game, right? That's a very good receiving yards thing, but it just comes down to availability. And you're worried all the time if he's going to, he plays hard. That's own self-destruction there, and he's been playing so hard. So I worry about that. I worry about the left tackle. I worry about Stafford. So anyway, I look for Devonte Adams to have a little better year, more available than Puka. But we'll just see who's going to be quarterbacking. So all these rankings could change if we get any new news. And look for a redo right before the redraft here. Tyreek Hill, boy, you just can't get past the talent. Look at these years. Look at that. Yes, last year was a down year, but it's the worst. But can Tua's look good? Can Tyreek come in here? They're talking trade. They're talking trade here on trading him. But he's fully healthy. I saw some of those races where he ran against track people. Couldn't beat them, but hey, he looked good. Looked solid. All right, he's ready. So I might get a bargain here. I have him 12th, and they have him 12th. So no bargain, but hey, you can't ignore him, and he has the 7th schedule. So that's a wild card. You're looking for a little spice up your team. Tyreek Hill certainly would be one. Let's move to 13 and 14 here. I have currently Brian Thomas Jr. All right, great year last year. Fourth finish, 11.5 points a game. I mean, just 10 touchdowns, 1,200 long touchdowns. So this year, hey, that you can see, played every game last year. Is looking good. The deal here, of course, is they bring in Travis Hunter. I don't know if that'll be a huge, because he's going to be playing defense a little too. I wonder how he's going to fit in. But Brian Thomas Jr. off that great start, you got to put him in there. And he has the 32nd schedule, which I'm not so happy about. Brought him down a little bit, of course. And really the same with Malik Neighbors here. Both two of these rookies had a great start. Finished 8th last year, 11 points a game. 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Got out a good start there, didn't he? And had a good finish, too. Missed a couple games there, and that's, of course, what the worry is here. Okay, after leaving the shoulder, I'm not worried about the shoulder. I'm worried about the toe that needs management through the whole year, right? So, going to set him out some to keep that toe, and I think they're going to operate after. I don't know. But anyway, worrisome. Remove him down. Now, of course, when Jackson Dart gets in there, the offense might pick up little. I mean, hey, Russell Wilson didn't look terrible, right? So, but anyway, we're going to move Neighbors down a little bit. It has no competition on the team, right? But the competition's going to be with his health, getting him in there. I don't like the schedule either, though. 27th. These two rookies have terrible schedules. Sophomore slump lined up. Let other people take them, and we'll worry about somebody else. My next 15th and 16th, how about JSN? Right, for Seattle. 15th last year, 9 points a game, 1,106 touchdown. Looks to be better here. I've got him 15th. Finished 15th, I guess. So I got him right as where he finished. But, hey, one thing about it, he sent Metcalf and Lockett both packing, right? They kept him. They chose to keep him. Now, Cooper Kupp comes in. He's finished 40th, down towards the end of his career, too. So I'm not worried about him stealing time, but JSN is going to be the guy, right? How about Stephon Diggs here? Diggs finished 71st last year. Well, you can't go on that. So they signed him. No physical restrictions on him. It sounded good, making play. Someone said he stood out. Well, of course, it's not easy to stand out on a team with no good wide receivers last year that even finished in the top 60. So Diggs has all the room there to work with Drake May. I'm going to have to keep hearing reports. Love to see him play in preseason, but coming off that ACL injury, he missed. But all signs or systems go. He would be certainly the number one there. Right? So let's move on to my 17th and 18th here. Ladd McConkey and Garrett Wilson. McConkey, great season last year. 11th finish. Great average. All systems go with him. Of course, there's some problems. Every team has some problems here, and that's going to be the left tackle loss for that's Slater for Herbert. Team passing. They got that negative. It sounds like Najee's going to practice and get in there, but they signed Keenan Allen. Well, they wouldn't have signed Keenan Allen if they didn't think there was a problem with the others here. So got Trey Harris. Maybe he's not showing up as good. I've heard positive on the Lambert, but anyway, Ladd McConkey here has the 23rd schedule. Just worried about, the Keenan Allen coming in, some of the things. But, hey, that left tackle deal I don't like. Causes problem. Garrett Wilson I like. All right, finished 14th last year. 9-point average, 1,107 touchdowns. Boy, I like to got him higher. I got him 18th. I just love the situation there. He's going to be, I think, the fourth easiest schedule here. Justin Fields has an easy schedule. I just see him laser locking in on Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson's getting his chance to be the number one. Oh, I like it there. I'm surprised I got him that low. Anyway, I went through these, took some time ranking these. I didn't just throw these together. I went through all the news on them and everything. So, how about Calvin Ridley? Boy, from that preseason game I saw the other day, and Ward, I like him. Finished 23rd last year, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Things are looking up there for him in Tennessee. He was the number one game in town, has the 5th easiest schedule. Van Jefferson, Lockett. Got a lot of rookies loaded up to go with Cam Ward here. And he has the 6th easiest schedule. Cam Ward does. And he looked all right, competent. So I really like Calvin Ridley, and you're going to get him cheap. He's ranked 30th. I have him 19th. So we'll come back and do something on where I have him and how much cheaper. Find the cheap players, right? How about Ibaka? Boy, he looked like the real deal. Limited action, I know, but when you see him out there, you see the size, you see the catching, the hands. I like him. All systems go there. Of course, Baker says he's the real deal, can plug and play at all 3 wide receiver spots. Well, he's going to early on. Chris Godwin obviously going to be missing, probably start on the pup. So he's going to be the number 2 on the number 3 team in passing, right? So Baker's going to get him the ball. Tampa, a good offense. And he's going to be the number 2. And he can plug and play when, Mike Evans missed 3 or 4 games. Well, he's going to plug into that spot. So I really like him. If you can't tell. That's my top 20. Let's keep going. Let's go get to 30 if I can. Going to go through these fast. Devonte Smith here. Well, finished 27th last year. Hey, I got him ranked. I'm hoping they pass a little bit more. Game in town. But you look at his average, his yearly average, he's been there right at 10, and that's what he scored last year. Right? So he's right at 10, and that 10 gives him the 21st spot. How about, you see his average here is higher when he played than Courtland Sutton here I have at 22. Sutton, Denver, Bo Nix going to continue. I don't like the 31st schedule or he'd have been higher, right? He is the game in town. He's their number 1 wide receiver. All system go there. Signed a big 4-year extension. Like him, but hey, that schedule's not so good. He is the only game in town. I do have him 22nd, right? So moving on here to Drake London and DK Metcalf up next. I have them 23rd and 24th. Drake London, I have him down. I mean, hey, finished 6th last year. I guess I got him dropping the most. Right, well, I'm worried about middle of the road schedule, but I'm worried about Michael Penix Jr., right? If there's any kind of thing, why didn't they play him in the preseason? Are you worried that if he shows bad, then you have to play Kirk Cousins? Is Kirk Cousins getting traded? I'm not thrilled. I mean, obviously this team offense 6 last year has a lot to do with Kirk Cousins, all right, and being there. So we'll see. Hey, I mean, there's room for moving him up, but I don't know. I'm still worried about Atlanta there. And he just lost Mooney, too. Right? Well, Mooney's going to, I don't know, question about Mooney suggests that the wide will miss significant time in the regular season with a new injury. So that leaves the double teaming in an inefficient offense. I don't know. We'll see how Atlanta does. How about DK Metcalf going into Pittsburgh? Right? Finished 31st last year. Yeah, he's going to be the number 1 there. But, you look at these yearly things. He's doing his best to get to 9 or 10. But that 8.6 about what I see for him again this next year. Middle of the road schedule. So he will be the focus there. But how about 25 and 26 here? Terry McLaurin, well, this is all based on, hey, we have no news on this. He finished 5th. Obviously, he can be moved up and down, but as we stand right now, and you look, hey, that last year was kind of I had a better team and stuff, but I was up. So this 11-point average, 13 touchdowns, that could regress, especially if he misses time. We don't like holdouts. I don't like drafting holdouts. They always come in and do not as good. Golden, love him, right? Golden here for Green Bay, though I don't like what's going on there. I think I moved him down. The wide receivers have the easiest schedule, but Jordan Love now with an injury, undergo a left thumb injury, missing some time. Don't like that. So bringing Matthew Golden down a little bit. How about Marvin Harrison Jr. and Tet McMillan? Got him 27 and 28. Marvin Harrison, hey, I look for better things there. He finished 25th last year. I got him 27th. I guess, Kyler Murray has an easy schedule. It's just where he's at in production. These other guys I have a bet promising. Like Tet McMillan here, right? He's going to come in promising for Carolina. So anyway, that's where we stand right now. He's got the 11th schedule. Bryce Young's looking better. Hey, improving there. I like the rookie Tet McMillan here, 28th. Romar Dunay and Jordan Addison. Got him there next. Down here, I think Romar Dunay is going to lead the Bears in receiving. He finished 47th last year. Trying to get through these quick. He has the third easiest schedule here, though. And I like DJ Moore, too, but we got to get that under Caleb Williams straightened out, see him in some action, and hear how that quarterback situation goes. Jordan Addison, love him. Hey, this is going to be a good pick. Finished 19th last year. We're getting him in a bargain because he's going to miss those games. We like those bargains. But anyway, finished 19th. Currently consensus ranked 39th. I have him 30th. Well, yeah, when you get him back, you get that 9-point average, right? That 9.97 average. Let's go up to DK Metcalf up here at 24, 8.6. Cortland Sutton, still falls short of that. Calvin Ridley, no. Ladd McConkey, so Ladd McConkey, Jordan Addison, while he plays, he's in there with, he scores good. So let's not sleep on Jordan Addison. Anyway, all right, I got to better get going. That's to 30. Here are some of the others. I got Jerry Jeudy and Jacoby Myers, 31 and 32. Jaden Reed and Xavier Worthy. Worthy, you just worry about competitions, injuries, and stuff. Cooper Kupp. DJ Moore I got down here a little bit. Kind of seems like he's fading here. Zay Flowers and George Pickens. I'll do a deeper run in another video. We're getting too long here. But, all right, well, that's where I got them right. Hey, I'm going to re-rank them. So this is where I just wanted to touch and see where we at or with the receivers for now.